What is up, everybody? Jason Burmis here. Another stroll. I just can't keep out of the sunshine. I want you guys to do the same. If you can, get out there right now. Do your thing. No mask, no worry. You know, I saw a buddy of mine, my buddy Tino. You guys see me at the Tino's Pizza all the time. His brother, Vinny. I hadn't seen him in a while. Tried to get him to shake my hand. He wanted to do the elbow bump. We're not elbow bumping. Not happening. But right before that, I had seen that Mika has responded to Donald Trump for tweeting about the possibility of Morning Joe Scarborough being a murderer. Dun, 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 dun. Now, this is why we're going to talk about the whole damn corrupt system, whether it be the media or the government. And really remember, the vast majority of those authoritarian, not authoritative, right? Those authoritarian sources that are promoted on things like this, guess what? Guess what? They're by compromised individuals like Morning Joe and individuals that are raised in the system of policy and globalism like Mika. And we're going to get into both of them. So it's got to be about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks back, there is a new video out there, right? New video emerges of Joe Scarborough being really clowned by Don Imus about possibly murdering one of his interns. And I know that sounds weird if you didn't hear about it, but the thing is, it wasn't new video and it hadn't emerged, and it was something I've been talking about for 15 years because it was important. In fact, probably something I brought up not only on InfoWars during those days, but also something I brought up during the We Are Change days. Why? Because it's important. So for those that don't know, Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe, he was a politician, okay? That's where he, began his career, if you will, politics. And he was a congressman. And one day, they went into old Scarborough's office, and there was a dead intern. A dead intern that some had speculated, and I'm not going to speculate, I'm just going to say that some had speculated, that he may have been having an affair with. Wow. Why didn't I ever hear that? Who was the other guy that they tried to pin a murder on of one of his interns, Gary Condit, I believe, and that never panned out? And I'm not saying whether, he was innocent or guilty or any of that stuff. There was a lot of strange things behind that case, and she had a lot of strange connections as well. But old Scarborough didn't have any investigation, wasn't ever accused of murder at all. They just kind of joked about it. And when Scarborough is confronted about it by Don Imus, he's like, yeah, well, sometimes things happen. He didn't deny that maybe he was involved. He sounded awful when it happened. And what was really astonishing to me is that Don Imus at the time was being broadcast by MSNBC, right? And the reason that he was interviewing Scarborough is because he was one of their new hosts. He was making that transition from government paid puppet to media paid puppet. All right? That was the transition that he was making. And he didn't sound all that slick and he didn't sound all that hot, but it shows you the gangster ass style that they use on people to get them to spread their disinformation and narratives. All right, you get it? So there's a dead intern in your office. You can't be a congressman anymore, but we'll give you a TV show. We'll definitely give you a TV show, Joe. You're a left-leaning guy, Joe, today, but I'm not even sure that was always the case. They play both sides of the fence as long as that fence is on the side of the predator class. So then you have Joey Scarborough, and thumbs this video up, by the way. Joey Scarborough over there with his wife, Mika. Now, Mika herself is the daughter of Zbigniew Brzezinski. Zbigniew Brzezinski is the author of The Grand Chessboard, the man that admitted that he used Islamic militants in the 80s to go across the border, all right, and essentially provoke a war with Russia. making them invade that region so the United States could get involved. Huh. And guess what that network was consisting of? The Mujahideen, the Muslim Brotherhood. Oh yeah, and Osama bin Laden. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? So her dad is a guy that worked with bin Laden. And what is she? She's somebody who's propped up to sell you narratives. That's the corrupt damn system that we live under. We do live under a system of rule by bloodline in most cases. And you have these people, right, that are social climbers. And they want to get into that mix. You know, they're on the outskirts. They're still making money. You look at the Bush family. That's where they were at. They were social climbers. You look at, not George H.W. Bush, but his father. Oh my goodness. He's got his hands in all sorts of devious shit. And he was that social climber, marrying into the Skull and Bones families. Just telling you how it works, guys. And anytime somebody breaks through and, you know, decides that they also have a voice, they have to be controlled, man. You don't dare speak out if you want to be truly independent. It's just not something that's done anymore. I want to say that, again, you know, going back to my Joe Rogan bit earlier today, that hopefully he's breaking out of that box, right? He's somebody that came up from nothing, has a huge voice, sees the censorship on YouTube, the authoritarian voices, right? And he's saying no more. Now, that doesn't mean Spotify's great. We'll see what happens, but I guarantee you that Joe, when he signed that deal, it's on his terms and he's going to decide. He's going to decide what content goes out there, and he's not going to be censored, or I'll bet you he'll break that contract. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm putting too much faith in Mr. Rogan. He's a human being. He's not perfect. But it's way better than an MSNBC narrative, right? Remember, MSNBC was Microsoft NBC. It was Bill Gates' initial venture into mainstream news and media. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, Gates isn't there, etc. anymore, all that stuff. But, you know, that's where he, again, in the late 90s when he was getting sued in antitrust suits, he was really diversifying. And it was after that, you know, he really went into... funny story there. I don't know that guy, but the guy that just walked on the other side, because we're not allowed to be human beings anymore, right? He didn't have a mask on, which is nice, but that's the mayor of my town. Not being honest with anybody. I should have just got him. Not being honest on whether the schools would open back up. Probably not happening. Probably not happening. Probably going to devastate the economy. In fact, Vinny, who I was just talking to, he works for the school up here. And, you know, that's another great point. You know, Cuomo may come off as this great dude on, oh, he's so sensible, he's well-spoken, he's got a daughter, he eats meatballs. He's calm, he's cool, he's collective. And he keeps moving the goalpost. Instead of being straight up and telling you what's going to happen, what, 2 weeks out, no, they're still going to be closed. No, 2 weeks out, no, it's still going to be closed. And at some point, they'll just close it all together, but they're softening the blows. They're controlling the outrage. They're using guys like Herzig to, you know, well, maybe they're going to come back, maybe they're not. We're strong. We're New York tough. Nonsense. Nonsense. No one's going to be that tough. And they're going to try to force people into a UBI austerity program. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. This idea of free checks can't be good for our society. And instead of allowing small businesses to open up and make a living again, you know, try to put a Band-Aid on the throat cut, the artery cut. No, they're not going to do that. They're gonna let you bleed right out. They're going to let you bleed right out on the ground. And again, you'll still see Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski on TV. Joe Scarborough, ex-politician, dead intern. Media personality for almost 20 years. No big deal. No big deal. Not in America. America first. No. Sorry, guys. If you've seen my America First rants, you get it. Oh, this kid's coming back right around. He's going to try to get in again. So anyway, guys, like, share, subscribe. We're still going to try to do it 3 to 7 times a day. I just threw up a throwback video over at Rockfin exclusively, where in 2009, I was talking about global banking systems becoming more powerful. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers on both sides consolidating power. Where I was talking about the peak oil scam. Where I was talking about the G20, Madoff, and more. Go check that out if you are a premium member of Rockfin. Remember, I'm demonetized on this platform, about to hit the road. $5, $10, $15 means the world to me. Love you guys. See you on the flip side.